Hi guys, it's Jenny. Welcome back to another video on the channel. I know it's been a while and the title of this video is the reason for that. So I thought today I would talk a little bit about my experience having surgery during all this COVID-19 quarantine mess. So if you are interested in hearing about that experience, which if you clicked on this video, I'm absolutely guessing you are, then stay tuned. Here we go. Okay, so as many of you know, I've talked about, I was due to have my new defibrillator implanted for my heart condition, and I found out March 19th that I was going to be having it on March 30th, which is a very short time period. Typically they would do it maybe more like a month or two out, but because of the whole COVID-19 situation, they were trying to get in as many of the patients that absolutely needed surgery in while they still had space in the hospital to do so. So that's what happened. And it was definitely a process to mentally kind of come to terms with the fact, oh goodness, I'm having surgery within a week and a half. I know a defibrillator generator change is not as intense as, say, open heart surgery or even an initial defibrillator implant, but still it's surgery, and as much as I know it's an easier surgery, you still have to mentally prepare yourself for the whole entire process. So thankfully, Craig was able to get time off. Like, as soon as we found out, he told his boss. They were already kind of knowing I was going to need surgery sometime soon. So thankfully, he was able to get time off from the surgery date until I think another week afterwards, so he could be home with me to kind of help, because we didn't really know how I was going to recover. And he even had time off beforehand, so we spent like a good week before surgery day cleaning the house like crazy, doing lots of laundry, anything we do to prepare ourselves to make recovery time much easier. So meal planning, grocery shopping, all that stuff, even during quarantine. So there's a lot of anxiety for me. So I did things to kind of help make this situation a little bit easier. Preparing for surgery, I made myself a blanket. I've had this material for over a year because I knew I was going to need surgery, and I was like, I want a cozy blanket. So I made this avocado blanket. If you're on my Instagram, you probably saw my story about this already, but a little fuzzy yellow and double avocado blanket. So I am really into textures, soft texture, and so I knew that was going to help kind of keep me calm and also keep me warm in case it's cold, because you never know in Cincinnati. So just little things like that. Make sure I had lots of my most comfortable clothes, like really flowy, soft materials available. And that's just a normal surgery process. So now we also have to take into consideration all of the COVID-19 stuff. So we get all of our preparations ready, and now it is surgery date. So March 30th. I had to be at the hospital at 6 a.m. So Craig and I went, and thankfully they let Craig come in. I know you can only have 2 people in with you, so all I needed was him, and thankfully he was able to go with me. And we get to the hospital, and they, sorry, my nose is running. Let me grab a tissue really quick. This is great. Okay, sorry. My sinuses are not happy lately, so you know, that happens. But so we get to the hospital, and thankfully they have things blocked off at the entrance to, in our hospital, it's like they do all of the surgeries in one tower of it. And to even get to the elevators, you have, they had it blocked off by 6 feet, so people stand on a specific line. Then you get to the entrance to go to the elevators. They were taking temps of everyone, asking questions, making sure you didn't have cough or issues breathing or anything like that. Then once they cleared you, then they let us go up to the floor I was going to be on, And thankfully, in my hospital, they have the defibrillator surgeries in the same area as their cath lab, so the cardiac cath lab. And so I knew it was going to be blocked off. So it's literally only patients getting MRIs or caths or defibrillators. And because of the situation, I think there was only maybe 2 or 3 patients scheduled for the day in that whole little wing. So the only people there were going to be the doctors and nurses and literally I think 2 other patients. So that put me at a lot of ease, knowing there wasn't going to be a whole lot of traffic through that area for the whole day, which was really nice. So that put me at a little bit of ease. I will say I had some anxiety for sure about the surgery, even though it's a very standard process. I've had some issues in the past with anesthesia and how my body's handled it, and so I was having a lot of anxiety about that. And I talked to every nurse about it and every doctor that came in and the anesthesiologist when they came in, talked to them. Ended up like crying because I was kind of freaking out, but they really helped put me at ease, and they're like, we'll do everything we can. I don't want to go into like what my fear is and what's happened in the past, because I know that can be very triggering for some people, and I'm not going to do that to anybody, because I know that can be triggering for me. So let's not go into what's happened in the past. But anyway, they've done a really good job to help put me mentally at ease, and they were like, we'll even give you some anxiety medication, just something to just kind of calm you down. So I finally, we get into the actual lab. I walk into the surgical area because they haven't given me any of the meds or anything yet, and they start hooking me up, and then they're like, we're gonna go ahead and just give you some medicine just to help you relax. And I think literally that relaxed me so much, I literally just fell asleep. So I don't remember anything else. I woke up feeling really good, not having any of my past experiences with anesthesia. My stomach wasn't sick. I did so well with it. I don't know. I need to remember what they gave me, because that's the process I want every single time. I do remember being, extremely loopy and having a hard time concentrating on what people were telling me. So thankfully, Craig was there. And I will try and put up some pictures. We took a before picture of me laying in the bed, having, I think, just got my IV, which you might be able to see. My hand is a little like bluish green there. I'm still like bruised from the IV. It hurt. I have a really hard time getting IVs because my veins are so small, and they blow very, very easily. So it went in, though. It worked. It just really hurt. But we took a before picture, and then when we were on our way home, he's like, oh, when we get home, remind me to show you the after picture. And I was like, did we take the after picture? We took one. He's like, oh, you don't remember? He's like, you even said take a picture. And I was like, okay, yeah, I don't remember that at all. So I'll try and post before here. And then maybe the after one here. Yeah, I look real loopy, but I mean, I would rather be loopy than in a lot of pain, so it was okay. But so then we came home. We had a little issue with getting some pain meds because they forgot to sign the prescription, so we had to go back to the hospital and wait around for a couple hours to find a doctor to sign the prescription, because it was an opioid medication and you have to have this signed. I was really hesitant to even get it filled, but I knew I might need a couple days of it because it was starting to hurt. But for the most part, recovering wasn't too bad. This chair I'm in is a recliner. I slept in this for the first maybe week and a half after recovery, just because laying too flat was very, very uncomfortable. I couldn't do it. Now I am sleeping in the bed, but it pretty well elevated. I have like 2 really thick pillows, and then I have a pillow at my side, and then another pillow I hold against my chest. So extremely cushioned. So it is like a little bit sensitive. If you want to see, there's the scar. So it's healing pretty well. I hope you can see that if you want to see it. But it's been an easier process for sure than my initial implantation. So I'm really grateful for that. As far as having it during quarantine, it's I honestly am kind of grateful it's been during this, even though there's an added anxiety of having to go out to a hospital during all of this. At least now, you know, unfortunately I'm unemployed, but I haven't had to worry about then taking off work to recover because I didn't know how much time I was even going to need to take off, because the doctor's like, well, it just depends on how you handle things. I'm like, well, you can't tell a boss. Depends on how I handle things, you know? So I am grateful I've had this time to recover, and I still have more time to continue, because most days are good, but then some days it hurts, or if I'm moving too much or trying to clean around the kitchen, or you know, just lifting too much, it definitely gets irritated and agitated. So I know it's going to be a little bit while before it's really back to like 100% normal. So having this time off has been really, really nice to allow me the time to rest and take it easy and not worry about, I have to heal because I have to get back to work now. So I don't know, I think overall, despite the anxiety of going to a medical office and a hospital during this whole process, I've appreciated having the time to recover, if that makes sense. So yeah, I mean, if you guys have any questions about it, feel free to comment down below. I'm happy to answer any questions. I also know, I don't know if for sure we're doing it, but on the Adult CHD Survivors of Cincinnati page, our Facebook page, I might be doing a Facebook Live with our leader, Danielle. I don't know if that's for sure yet, but we might be doing that, so you can also ask questions and maybe I might be able to answer them there, or I'll at least answer them down in the comments. So I hope this gave you guys some semblance of what it was like. I say, thankfully, my experience was pretty uneventful. Craig and I have both been very good. I hardly ever go out of the house. I went to the store once, and it was like early in the morning, so there was literally like 5 other customers. But for the most part, I have not left the house unless it's been the hospital for surgery, or I went to the hospital a week and a half later to get my Z stitches off. So I've been inside quite a bit. Every time he comes home, I will say, every time he comes home from work, he literally undresses at the door. We have a laundry bag that he puts all his clothes in. He goes straight upstairs, takes a shower. And that's in every time, you know, either of us come back from going outside to be around people, we take a shower, we wash everything up, we bring home food, we wipe everything down. So we're being very, very cautious. And I know that might seem a little extreme to some people, but honestly, I feel like it's the least we can do to make sure we're both safe during the situation, because for either one of us to get sick would be really, really bad. Because I feel like, honestly, if he gets this, I'm more than likely going to as well, because my immune system, well, I don't know if it's necessarily from my heart condition or not, but I know, gosh, anybody around me is sick, I inevitably get sick too. So who knows what that is with my immune system. I know I've had a lot of issues with that within the last couple of years. So that's why I'm pretty fearful of going out and being around people. Because not everyone is taking precautions. Some people are, but there's far too many I've seen that aren't. And I get it, if you don't think you're sick, you're not going to wear a mask, but you never know if you are a carrier. And that could really affect those of us who are more prone to being sick or have low immune systems to be affected. So anyway, that's a huge tangent. I'm not going to go off on that. But please, if you do go out, please consider wearing a mask or some sort of covering. Just to protect yourself and to protect those around you. Because again, we don't know who's a carrier. A lot of people could have no symptoms of me carrying. Please wash your hands. Please stay inside as much as you can. I know we're all getting stir crazy, but we've really got to do our best to kind of keep this spread down. It's doing well, but we cannot let up. So yeah, that's my little soapbox. Sorry about that. I know it was a tangent. But yeah, thank you guys for coming to watch the video. I hope you're all doing well, and please stay safe. Take care of each other. Have a wonderful day, and like the video, subscribe to the channel. If you have questions about this or anything with my CHD, definitely feel free to comment them below. And I'll see you guys on the next video. All right, thanks so much.